Good morning, friends. It has been a minute since we've done an episode of Crochet Plus Quiet Time. My phone was so low on storage I couldn't even record and edit, but I finally got a new phone with more storage, so I'm excited to get back to this. Hi, baby. My baby is walking now, which is insane. It is so cute. Yes, do you need me? She just got done with getting some teeth. She was sleeping so badly, it was crazy. I was getting like 0 to 3 hours of sleep. So the house is a complete disaster. It's time for a complete reset, and that's what I'm gonna do in this video. We'll try and get some time, a little bit of crochet time, just like 5 to 10 minutes, nothing crazy, but first, the house needs to be reset, so we're gonna start with that. So come along with me if you want. If you wanna grab a project and crochet or knit this entire time, that's great. If you wanna reset your house with me, that's great too. We are going to start in the dining room and kitchen table, just getting everything cleaned off. We tend to just dump stuff on this table. We don't always eat at it, so it can get crazy sometimes. Also, just a note, as I'm recording this voiceover, you will probably hear baby sounds because she comes with me everywhere, don't you? But while I keep doing this, I'm going to actually stop talking and just record some nice, relaxing piano music for the background. If you guys don't know, I am also a pianist. So I would invite you to just take some time to reflect, pray as we get started, and after I finish doing some stuff in the dining room and also the living room, then we'll jump into some scripture as well. Alright, our next room to tackle is definitely the kitchen. We've got the floor a mess from you, and then we've got some counters, just clutter that we need to reset. One thing I realized lately is that I have just not read enough in the Old Testament, so I thought today, why don't we read a short book in the Old Testament? So we're going to read Ruth. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, so I'm just going to start reading. We'll see if we have time for the whole thing or just 2 chapters, and if only 2 chapters, then we'll split it up into the next Crochet Plus Quiet Time video. So, Ruth, chapter 1. During the time of the judges, there was a famine in the land. A man left Bethlehem in Judah with his wife and 2 sons to stay in the territory of Moab for a while. The man's name was Elimelech, and his wife's name was Naomi. The names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem in Judah. They entered the fields of Moab and settled there. Naomi's husband Elimelech died, and she was left with her 2 sons. Her sons took Moabite women as their wives. One was named Orpah, and the other was named Ruth. After they lived in Moab about 10 years, both Mahlon and Chilion died, and Naomi was left without her 2 children and without her husband. She and her daughters-in-law set out to return from the territory of Moab, because she had heard in Moab that the Lord had paid attention to his people's need by providing them food. She left the place where she had been living, accompanied by her 2 daughters-in-law, and traveled along the road leading back to the land of Judah. Naomi said to them, "Each of you go back to your mother's home. May the Lord show kindness to you as you have shown to the dead and to me. May the Lord grant each of you rest in the house of a new husband." She kissed them, and they wept loudly. They said to her, "We insist on returning with you to your people." But Naomi replied, "Return home, my daughters. Why would you want to go with me? Am I able to have any more sons who could become your husbands? Return home, my daughters. Go on, for I am too old to have another husband. Even if I thought there was still hope for me to have a husband tonight and to bear sons, would you be willing to wait for them to grow up? Would you restrain yourselves from remarrying? No, my daughters, my life is much too bitter for you to share, because the Lord's hand has turned against me." Again they wept loudly, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her. Naomi said, "Look, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Follow your sister-in-law." But Ruth replied, "Don't plead with me to abandon you, or to return and not follow you, for wherever you go I will go, and wherever you live I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Where you die I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me, and do so severely, if anything but death separates you and me." When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped talking to her. The 2 of them traveled until they came to Bethlehem. When they entered Bethlehem, the whole town was excited at their arrival, and the local woman exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi?" "Don't call me Naomi, call me Mara," she answered, "for the Almighty has made me very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why do you call me Naomi, since the Lord has opposed me, and the Almighty has afflicted me?" So Naomi came back from the territory of Moab with her daughter-in-law Ruth the Moabitess. They arrived in Bethlehem at the beginning of the barley harvest. Alright, well the house is definitely not done, but we made some really good progress. Hopefully I'll be able to finish the full reset tomorrow, but I thought let's just take 5 minutes and do a little crafting time. So I am working on this Bible cover. I'm loving the colors of this yarn. Super pretty. I'm excited to finally get it finished. So let's see if I can do just a few rows here. Ruth chapter 2. Now Naomi had a relative on her husband's side. He was a prominent man of noble character from Elimelech's family. His name was Boaz. Ruth the Moabitess asked Naomi, "Will you let me go into the fields and gather fallen grain behind someone with whom I find favor?" Naomi answered her, "Go ahead, my daughter." So Ruth left and entered the field to gather grain behind the harvesters. She happened to be in the portion of the field belonging to Boaz, who was from Elimelech's family. Later, when Boaz arrived from Bethlehem, he said to the harvesters, "The Lord be with you." "The Lord bless you," they replied. Boaz asked his servant who was in charge of the harvesters, "Whose young woman is this?" The servant answered, "She is the young Moabite woman who returned with Naomi from the territory of Moab." She asked, "Will you let me gather fallen grain among the bundles behind the harvesters?" She came and has been on her feet since early morning, except that she rested a little in the shelter. Then Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen, my daughter, don't go and gather grain in another field, and don't leave this one, but stay here, close to my female servants. See which field they are harvesting, and follow them. Haven't I ordered the young men not to touch you? When you are thirsty, go and drink from the jars the young men have filled." She fell face down, bowed to the ground, and said to him, "Why have I found favor with you, so that you notice me, although I am a foreigner?" Boaz answered her, "Everything you have done for your mother-in-law since your husband's death has been fully reported to me, how you have left your father and mother and your native land, and how you came to a people you didn't previously know. May the Lord reward you for what you have done, and may you receive a full reward from the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings you have come for refuge." "My lord," she said, "I have found favor with you, for you have comforted and encouraged your servant, although I am not like one of your female servants." At mealtime, Boaz told her, "Come over here and have some bread and dip it in the vinegar sauce." So she sat beside the harvesters, and he offered her roasted grain. She ate and was satisfied and had some left over. When she got up to gather again, Boaz ordered his young men, "Let her even gather grain among the bundles, and don't humiliate her. Pull out some stalks from the bundles for her and leave them for her to gather. Don't rebuke her." So Ruth gathered grain in the field until evening. She beat out what she had gathered, and it was about 26 quarts of barley. She picked up the grain and went into town, where her mother-in-law saw what she had gleaned. She brought out what she had left over from her meal and gave it to her. Her mother-in-law said to her, "Where did you gather barley today, and where did you work? May the Lord bless the man who noticed you." Ruth told her mother-in-law whom she had worked with, and said, "The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz." Then Naomi said to her daughter-in-law, "May the Lord bless him, because he has not abandoned his kindness to the living or the dead." Naomi continued, "The man is a close relative. He is one of our family redeemers." Ruth the Moabitess said, "He also told me, 'Stay with my young men until they have finished all of my harvest.'" So Naomi said to her daughter-in-law Ruth, "My daughter, it is good for you to work with his female servants, so that nothing will happen to you in another field." Ruth stayed close to Boaz's female servants and gathered grain until the barley and the wheat harvests were finished, and she lived with her mother-in-law. We will stop there and do the next 2 chapters in our next Crochet Plus Quiet Time video. But let me know in the comments what stands out to you in these first 2 chapters. I think what stands out to me is just that Ruth was willing to leave everything behind, everything, her home, her family behind, to go with Naomi. And I always wonder, why did she do that? Was it because she had heard about the God of Israel and she believed he was the true God? I mean, God clearly wanted to use her because she became a part of the line of David, and therefore the line of Jesus. Just some food for thought, but I would love to hear again what stood out to you in the comment section below. Okay, and that is my last stitch of my second row. I will take it. 2 rows in a day is just fine with me. And besides, this is getting close to being ready for the different stitch I'm going to do for the inside of the cover. So I'd better stop there so I can measure it against the Bible now anyway. Well, I hope that this episode was a blessing to you. One last thing I'll mention is that we do things like this live inside the Haven community every single month, and we are open to new members right now if you're interested in joining us. Members get a printable devotional and journal, and we actually have a craft and chat live stream every single month where we go through reading and then we discuss the questions in the journal. There's also prayer threads, crafting challenges that we're doing in May. It's just a really, really fun time. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, the link will be down in the description box. But I hope you love this episode. Look out for more in the coming weeks and months. Bye.